I am Soumya Shivani, Student Manager of Balaji Institute of International Business, takes the privilege to introduce you to Mr. Raghunathan Perumal, Director and CEO of Agile Labs. Sir has been in IT industry since 1990, having played several leadership roles in technology, consulting, and business consulting areas. Well known for his business process reengineering and business management. He has received his degree in electronics and communication from Anna University and has received his PGDM from IIM Ahmedabad. As promoter, director, CEO Agile Labs, Sir has been responsible for steering the company from startup to a leadership position in global IT market with its technology product innovation. He got the venture funding done for the expert development, acquired partnership with Wipro for e-governance projects, made successful entry into Africa, Middle East, and Canada market. He has also built an alliance partnership with Oracle, Gartner, business partnership with Wipro and Mindtree. Achieved NASSCOM Innovation finalist, got the technology nominated for Cool Vendor category in Gartner. Sir has been associated with Wipro as Global Practice Head. During this tenure, Sir has acquired several new clients for Wipro and grew the business very rapidly with highly dedicated team, well-rounded growth strategy with brilliant called Center of Excellence. He has won award for best managed practices within 3/4 of building the new practices. As Senior Manager, Accenture, Sir headed a delivery unit under Energy and Utilize vertical in India. He was part of senior management team managing strategy and growth of Accenture in India. He led a 300+ strong delivery team across multiple projects and multiple technology platforms. Sir has been associated with CTS as CRM Practice Manager, as ERP Practice Head in Sonata Software Limited, as System Manager in L&T Limited, and as System Analyst in Apple Industry Limited. Sir specializes in business consulting, technology consulting, product positioning and branding, and building new line of business. May I now request Sir to kindly address the student manager of Sri Balaji Society. Sir, the podium is yours. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very honored to be here this evening, and it is also very difficult to talk at the end of the day where you have been listening to so many speeches, so many lectures since morning. Okay, the introduction was a little long. I think she has taken a lot of time from my slot, so it was anyway unnecessary. Okay, so first of all, I would like to apologize for a small hitch in my presentation. Actually, I use Apple rather than Microsoft. I mean, just wanted to be different and unique. And when you try to be different, obviously you face a lot of problems in life. So I think I will have a problem. Every now and then I will be clicking on certain unwanted conversations with Windows. Never mind it. Anyway, when I got a call from the Institute for being part of this event, I was surprised, pleasantly so, when I heard the name of the event as HR Meet. Frankly speaking, in my knowledge, in the recent past, I have never come across any event in any of such institutions being named after HR, because HR is always a neglected area. So I was very, very surprised because this event has been named after HR. I'm very happy about that. And in the morning also, Thank you. Morning, one of the speakers was projecting the balance sheet where you find a lot of assets, liabilities, current assets, and so on and so forth. Whereas you will not find any mention about what is the value of human resources that are available in any organization. I don't think in the world no company does that. It's sad because of two reasons. One, probably they don't know or they are unwilling to put that, or they are confused as to how to value the real intrinsic value of each and every human being they are there inside the organization. Let's look at one by one. There are some statistics. Oh, I cannot move. Mic is not there. Okay. There are some statistics just to, it's okay if you can provide, that will be good. Because I like walking while talking. Walk the talk. So here are some statistics. I just wanted to give you a perspective of what this HR management means, how and why it is important in any organization's success. 58% of workforce is from Tier 2 and 3. Sorry, I'll set the context. I'm going to be talking more on IT, information technology, because most of my experience have been in this kind of company, in that industry. So my speech and statistics are more tending towards information technology, IT industry. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. 58% of workforce is from Tier 2 and 3 cities. Do you think Pune is Tier 1 city and Tier 2 city? There is a conflict already. Okay, we consider Pune as Tier 1 city, mini metro. 58% of the workforce in the IT industry today is from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. It's a cause for concern for all of you guys from the Tier 1 city. You get that? You get that? Because the Tier 2 and Tier 3 or even Tier 3 cities are competing against you and they are winning over you. They have already reached 58% in the workforce, in the information technology. So you guys have to keep a watch. There is a learning, there is a message. I'll come to that a little later. And there is a 56% of the people who are employed in information technology, they are the breadwinners for their family. Which means they are the only guys who are earning in their family. They provide livelihood for the entire family, which is good. We need to be proud. And 36% of women employees. Fantastic, way to go. Right? It's called inclusive growth. The whole, starting from Mahatma Gandhi and all of the leaders have been worried about women emancipation, women workforce, the freedom, empowerment, and so on and so forth. Definitely we are there. We are definitely making a stride there. And IT industry average age is about 27 years, which is very good. Much lower than any other country in the world. That is the basic ingredient for our expectation of India being superpower soon. Because we have almost about 25-30 years of working left in already working force. And a lot of newer guys like you are coming in. So it's a very good news. 5% of workforce from economically weaker section, which is very good. We need to be proud. But definitely we can do much, much more. Are you guys seeing a point in all these statistics that I'm talking about? Is there a message? Very strong, very loud, very clear message for you guys. You guys are not alone. Guys are competing against you. Competition is intensifying. Just to give you another statistics, T1, Tier 1 city versus Tier 2 cities. In Tier 1 cities, the direct employment is about 1.9 million people. And in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, 1.7 lakhs. Which does not mean, this is the workplace. The development centers and workplace is in Tier 2 and 3 cities. Actually, the people from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are migrating to Tier 1 and then competing against you. They have already taken 58% of position. And in direct dependents supported in the Tier 2 and 3 cities is 4x, which means every single person who is employed in IT supports 4 other dependents, which is fantastic. Fine. You all must be wondering why I am giving you these statistics, how is it relevant here? The human resource that we are talking about, don't look at human resource from the organization's perspective, profitability perspective, organizational growth perspective. I am trying to shift your focus from organization to a nation. The humans, human resources are the assets, not only for the organizations, for this nation. You are all the assets of nation, then only you are assets of an organization. So these are the statistics which gives you a perspective of what this human resource management is all about. Still it is sad that in organizations, HR is given a least priority. You get what I'm saying? You agree with me? Fine. And that is why I said I was pleasantly surprised when an institution like this is naming an event on HR. So I'm pretty happy about it. This is about another small statistics, basically the diversified workforce across various parts of the globe who have traveled from India and employed over there. Pretty much we have not left any area other than Eastern Europe and pretty larger part of Africa. So maybe because of this reason, we at Agile Labs, we do large part of our business in Africa. I'll talk about it a little later. So what is the core of human resource management? So such an important area, the human resources, being assets for the organization and also for the nation, how do we manage? How to manage them? With respect to organization perspective, you will have to look at the 3 dimensions in terms of HR management. How do you acquire? How do you acquire the talent? How do you spot the right kind of a talent at the right time for the right job? And having acquired this talent, how do you manage them? When they are there with you, how do you manage? Because they are not only your assets, they are the nation's asset. You have a responsibility. How do you build that talent? How do you make that talent contribute to this GDP of this nation? When you are training a human resource, when this institution is training this resource, these human beings, they are doing a great national service. They are training you people to contribute to this nation's GDP. In the process, you also work for an organization, you earn money for yourself. That's only a process, that's not an end. You need to look at your career from that perspective. That is what I'm trying to, demonstrate, I'm trying to focus on. Manage and then exit. As much as HR management is a very important area, the exit management of the HR, the human resources, is a very important area. How do you make each and every resources exit smooth and with best possible experience? Fine, HRM. What is that? Is it human resource management or is it a human relationship management? What is that? Resource management. So you people are all resources? Yes. I wouldn't agree with you. We have a lot of resources in an organization. You have money, you have material, you have time. You have human beings. But you people are not resources, you are beings. You are living. You are very difficult to be managed. We can manage money very easily. We can manage machine very easily. They will do exactly what I say. Will you guys do exactly what I say? Never. You have your own thinking. Right? So it's actually a human relationship management within an organization. Because you are living beings. So when I was trying to put some kind of a perspective into what we are talking about here, HRM. In the area of acquiring the talent, there are so many activities are there. Morning I was talking to a person who wants to be practicing the career in HR. I am really not sure whether you guys have actually gotten to understand the dimensions involved in a human resource management or a human relationship management in an organization. There are a wide variety of activities. Frankly speaking, in the morning, other speaker was also mentioning, CEOs spend hardly about some 6% of their time in the HR related activity, whereas they spend most of their time in finance management, marketing, sales, client management, and so on and so forth. That is a sad story, and that is the ground level reality today. So I was trying to figure out what are all the activities actually involved in human resources management or human relationship management. In terms of acquiring, campus visits are there, somebody need to manage. PPO, pre-placement offers. I don't know whether it happens in your institute. It used to happen olden days. And then managing the tests, administering the tests, then group discussions, interviews, selection process based on certain criteria, then identifying the skill level of a person and then trying to identify which area he will be more suitable to, fitting that particular person into that department, division, work, then fitting the proper compensation, and then rolling out an offer letter. These are all some of the areas, some of the activities which come under the acquire talent area. But if once the person comes on board into the company, then you can look at the humongous amount of activity that have to be done for managing this talent. Onboarding, basically taking that person into the company, welcoming into the family, making that person adapting into the company's work culture, job, skill development. Somewhere I've read, but you cannot give attitude to a person. Attitude or attribute of a person is inborn. It is there with him. It is in his DNA. So when an organization should look for hiring, company should look for attitude rather than skill. Skill development, training, induction, motivating, you have to keep motivating the people to work. He might have the best possible brain in the industry. He will have the best possible, understanding of people manager and so on and so forth. But if he doesn't, he is not motivated enough, his contribution is going to be zero. And he will become, from an asset side, he will move to a liability side. So motivating the resources, making sure their productivity is at the optimum level, and they work at efficient level, and then appraising each and everyone's work every now and then, quarterly. There are companies who are doing quarterly appraisal, half-yearly appraisal, reskilling. Once that person's skill ends after a project, then how do you reskill him? How do you put him in a different kind of technology? Retrain, compensation, progression, counseling, health management, leave, vacation, team building, leadership training, 360-degree evaluation, conflict management, escalation, all that, I just tried to put whatever thing that came to my mind, but still I would have missed many things. So there are so many such processes, so many such activities which are going on inside the organization, inside the HR, for making sure the human beings who are part of this organization to perform better and contribute to the company's success. And exit is very, very important process. I personally have an experience, and also I understand from many companies that the moment a person puts in his paper, resigns, the way he is dealt with is completely different. I have heard many stories about it. But it is sad. When he is going to leave your organization, he is not going out of this world. He is going into some other company, he is going to some other industry, and he is going to live on. So he got to be your ambassador, your company's ambassador. And every single employee who leaves your organization and goes out, he is going to be a brand, walking brand of your company. Take care of him, take care of her. So these are all the set of activities which happen as part of the human relationship management within the company. So how do we look at this activity? So we say when we inspire, our people work at their best. They not only take on big challenges, they are committed to inspiring others. The resulting ripple effect continues to inspire individuals and spread across the organization. It's a very, very nice statement to listen. And when we enable them to work smart, they collaborate, build partnerships, increase productivity, and deliver quality results. And as a result, organization will produce exceptional results. It's a fantastic statement. It's very good to read, very good to listen. This is the magic of V formation, and I think you guys have all heard about already. When the team works together, they glide forward very smoothly and easily. Dolphins swim together, and also you have heard birds in the sky also fly together in the V form to boost their efficiency. Each dolphin is propelled forward more easily than swimming alone. The V shape promotes visual contact and communication with each other. So these are all basic fundas. All of what I said so far is very, very easy. Looking very nice on the presentation, very nice, looking very nice on book when you read it, when you listen to it. But they are all very, very difficult. It's not easier said than done. It is easier. When you actually get into an organization, try to do any of them. Inspire. It's very easy. You inspire people. How do you inspire? What is the definition of inspiring? How do you make sure guys are inspired? Is it a mission? No. It's very difficult. So organizations face tremendous challenges in managing the human resources today. I thought I will just step back and then share some of my experiences here. Fortunately, in the last about 22 years, I have seen HR as a function in 3 different quarters. When I graduated out of my college and entered into an organization as a postgraduate trainee, I was a person who was looking up to HR and trying to see what they should be doing, what they should not be doing, what they should have done, what they should not have done, and so on and so forth. Being a subject of human resource management, I've seen it that way. When I grew in the organizations to a higher position in Accenture, Wipro, as I was handling businesses, I've been consumer of services of HR department of the companies. Because as a head of a business, you need the recruitment to be done, you need management of resources to be done, you need to take care of people, you need to motivate, you need to make sure your people deliver. How do you do that? You obviously depend on HR department for helping you. So I have faced that challenge. And now, after I have started my own company, I have looked at the HR from the employer perspective. Now, what is that I expect out of resources? And what is that I look for when I am recruiting a good talent? When the talent comes into the company, what is that I expect? So from the 3 perspectives, I have a lot of experience to share, and then if I start talking, it would take too long, and then I think I can go on and on. But I will share a few of my experiences, and then I will move on to question and answer session. So right now the situation is there are too many job options available. Is it right? Do you guys see it? About 20 years back when I was graduating, these jobs were not that easy. Yeah, of course, when you graduate out of IIM, it is not a problem, but when you are an engineering graduate looking for a job, when you want to change a job, it's not very easy. It's very difficult. But today, there are too many job options available that has made the people to be a little insensitive and have developed little bit of a selfish attitude, expectation, too much of expectation. Ambition is okay, but a little too ambitious. And there is a very small, thin line between ambitious and, too ambitious and so on and so forth, which are actually causing a problem for the organizations. The too many job options, I'll tell you. Once I was calling a person for an interview. He's fairly new, about 2.5 years of experience. And he was to have an interview with me at about 5 o'clock in the evening. And I had a meeting somewhere else, and then I cut short my meeting and then rushed back to office because this candidate will come to my office for interview. I reached office at 4:30, and I was waiting for this person to step in. And it is 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock, 5:10, 5:15, 5:30, he never shows up. Then I asked my HR person to check where is he, whether he has got stuck in a traffic or something like that. Then she goes and checks up and then comes back and tells me apparently he is in a movie theater and he will not be able to make it for the interview today and he would like to come maybe tomorrow or something. I said, okay, fine, reschedule the meeting for the next day at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. What I'm saying is today people take it very, very casually, today the job interview. I mean, this is my experience in Bangalore, okay? Now you can see a point in what I was saying, 58% of the resources from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are encroaching into the job market. That's because people in Tier 1 city are little careless. They think they are at the top and then they have every choice in front of them. And the next day this guy walks up for a 5 o'clock meeting, 5 o'clock interview, walks up at 5:20 and he doesn't apologize or he doesn't offer any apologies. When I asked him, why are you late? He said, I got stuck in a traffic. I was coming in auto. I said, okay, fine. Then you could have informed us. He said, no, the auto was very noisy, so I couldn't make a call. I said, okay. Then I said, okay, fine. Our HR people will get in touch with you next few days to tell you the result of the interview. He asked, no, I haven't got the interview. I said, I spoke to you for the past 2 minutes. That's your interview. You can take a walk. That is what happened in that interview. So the fact of the matter today is the people from the cities who graduate out of high-flying colleges do not value the interviews or jobs or the time of the other people, and that is the way they live. That is the way they take it. And that is the single most reasons why we also prefer, in our company, we try to give opportunities more from the people from the Tier 2, Tier 3 city, because for them, they are the breadwinners. If they are employed, they are going to be the breadwinners, single revenue earners for the family, and they are going to support 4 people. 4 dependents are there with them. For the city kids, it is not so. When they join and then they get their salary, it's only for their pocket money. That is the scenario that I was trying to drive you upon. This is the reality. This is my own experience. So there has to be a learning for you. Whichever way you want to take it, please take it. And lower sensitivity. What happens in the training when people come on board and then we put tremendous amount of effort, money, time in training people. We train them, we induct them, classroom training, on-the-job training, soft skill training, all kinds of training we spend. And when they are about to get inducted after a year, they come back with a resignation saying that they are getting 25% salary increase elsewhere. So the other person who was talking just before me was also saying we don't want to be the training ground for the rest of the company and rest of the companies. It is happening, the attrition. I understand you were saying, for retaining the talent, we need to do lot many things to make work environment friendly. The job should be more challenging and satisfying for the individuals. Fine, I mean, all companies are trying to do whatever they could. But what I'm saying is a small play, small contribution, small the part to be played by you people with an attitude of serving the company, serving the job is also there from your side. That is what I'm trying to say. And one more experience. There was a guy with 6-7 years of experience. He applied for the job. And then he came for the interview. He was very good resource. And then to my surprise, I found that he was working in his current company for just about 8 months or so. Then I was asking him, why do you want to leave this company just after eight months? He says, no, I joined this company last 8 months back. It was okay. Now the salary is not enough, so I'm looking for a next job. And I want increase my salary. Okay, what is your expectation? He said it's about 25 to 30% minimum I would expect. So what was your salary increment 8 months back? He said I got about 25%. So 8 months back you got 25% increase, and now you want another 30%. How is it possible? He says, no, when I got that previous job, I didn't have an idea of getting married. And now I'm getting married. So I guess this salary may not be sufficient for me. So I'm looking for a change and then looking for a salary increase. It looks very strange to us. How is that people can be so insensitive? And getting married and you not planning for your marriage is definitely not current company's problem nor my problem. How do you deal with that? Which is happening. Then finally what happened, I said, look, we can offer you a job for this kind of a salary, but definitely not 25%, 30%. I'd like to give you about 5 to 10% because you already got a salary increase only in the last 8 months. So this is what is offered, you take it. He said, okay, fine, I'll take it. So he signed the document, he took his offer, and then he walked off. And I said, he said he has 2 months of notice period. I said, okay, fine. If you want to buy my notice period, I said, no, I'm not going to do it buying the notice period, because the very basic purpose of keeping the notice period is when you are working on a critical project, you are not expected to walk off the project just like that. You are supposed to work, take it to a logical conclusion and then go. That's why that 2 months period, and properly hand it over to some other person. And I'm not going to buy the notice period, and I don't have a practice of buying it, and I will never do that. He said, okay, fine. So he went off. He collected the offer and went off, promising me that after 2 months he will join. Then after about a month and a half, when our person calls to make sure that, hope, you are resigned from the current company, or you're going to be relieved and all, he says, yeah, no problem, I will be there and all that. And one day before joining, my HR person again calls him and says, I hope you are joining tomorrow, you will have to join this office, you will have to bring these certificates and so on and so forth. And he says, okay, no problem, I will be there by 10 o'clock, 9:30 or whatever. And then he doesn't turn up. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, until 3 o'clock. And then when 4 o'clock my HR person calls, he says, I have already joined another company which was ready to give me 30% increase. And that company was also buying my notice period, so I paid extra and then joined that company 1 month earlier. So look at it from my perspective. I spent enough of time in identifying him, interviewing him, selecting him, offering him, and waiting for him for 2 months. And at the end of 2 months, he says, no, I'm not joining. I have already joined some other company. So what do? So I will have to start all over again. I will have to start hunting for people, shortlist, interview, negotiate, offer, wait for next 2 months. I don't know, from your perspective, how would you like to look at it? How I look at it? They are completely different. There has to be a learning here. And I also find a fault with other companies who are willing to buy the notice period, which in my opinion is completely unethical. When you are trying to buy notice period and then take that guy off, and some other company is going to do the same thing for your candidate, and it's going to go on. These are all practices which are there on the ground, which we are facing. So the point what I am saying is the Agile story. So where I was leading to is, we started this company precisely to address this problem. High attrition. I should be in a position to deliver project even if a person leaves overnight. How can I do that? That was my first question. The second question, even if that person's skill level is moderate, and how can I manage my projects? How can I make sure I will deliver? So, with lower skills, with as much lesser dependency on individual, I should be able to deliver projects. And communication. When I actually go and get people from the tier 2, 3 cities, they will not be able to speak one complete sentence in English. People think that is a problem. We wanted to turn that to our advantage. When I go and recruit a guy from a small town and bring him on board, he is not going to leave my company for the rest of his life. One, he will not be able to talk to other companies and then get job one. And he will be highly committed because he is going to be the breadwinner. And he is going to be completely loyal to me because he will not do things what I find tier 1 city folks do. These are the basic reasons or basic problems that we wanted to address in software industry. That became my starting point when I wanted to start the company. So today, Agile Labs, we have created a framework. We have created a framework using which you can build application, any application, business application, without writing a complex code, without writing any programming code. It's a completely service-oriented architecture. If a guy like you, who understands only business process, but does not understand Java, .NET, programming, syntax, we don't require. You can build application. If you leave tomorrow, some other person can take it. We have created a trail. From that he can understand and then quickly start the project on the next day. So what we have achieved is a framework using which one can build application faster because it does not require coding. And because it does not require coding and a program, I don't require highly skilled people. I need a moderate people. And it is all drag and drop, so you don't need to even understand the communication, English. Even if a guy comes from a small town, and if I can make him understand the business process, he can build the application. This is exactly what we have done at Agile Labs. So today, with our people, we are about 50 people, but we do business of more than 2.5 million, which is simply not possible by any technology. We deliver projects. We go to a small town by Balaji. I don't know how many people have heard down south, a small town, Balaji. And there in the engineering college, we pick up 3 or 4 people and just give them training for 6 months, they are productive. And all 6 people are on projects in Canada, Middle East, and Africa. And for those guys, it's a lot of a big deal. Coming from that kind of a place, getting inducted into a software company in Bangalore, and within 6 months being on site in Middle East or Canada or Africa and earning in dollars is a lot big deal. And that guy is not going to leave my company ever. So I don't need to bother about his retention. And for your information, from 2005 we started, every single person who is working in our company are there with us since inception. And there is no one so far have resigned from our company. They all work for us. So that is what is the Agile story. That is the basic ingredient on which we have built our company. So pillars of your career, whatever experiences that I shared with you, I'm sure you would have taken whatever small bit that you can take out of my experiences. These are the pillars of your career: attitude, discipline, and integrity. Attitude, it is like a flat tire. You can't move forward without fixing it. You need to do a lot of introspection. You want to earn more money, fine, no problem. But don't expect to make money in next 2 years itself. Have patience. Work, learn, contribute, deliver, grow, make money. Don't try to make money by jumping companies every year. I think there was a question to an earlier person, almost on the similar line. That's not the way. Discipline is just doing the same thing right way whether anyone is watching or not. Don't do work just because someone else is watching. He also said that if somebody is working late, he is only trying to impress his boss, nothing else. Doesn't work that way. Because the whole organization's 8 hours have been defined and designed scientifically. One human being cannot work more than 8 hours. It's impossible. It's humanly impossible. Even in that 8 hours, there is 1 hour lunch break, 2 coffee breaks in the morning one and evening one. That's the maximum one human being can work. If somebody is pretending to work till 9 o'clock in the evening, it's false. He's not working. So in our company, we lock our company's doors at 6:30 and nobody is allowed to work beyond 6:30. And no one is allowed to come to office on Saturdays and Sundays. Yesterday when Bharat Bandh was happening, every one of my people are working from home. Because working from home is an option given to each and every employee every single day. So it doesn't work. It doesn't matter whether my resources come to office or not. Yeah, weekly 1 day, mandatorily everybody has to show up in office. That's fine, because one face-to-face meetings and so on and so forth. But other days, they have a choice. They have a choice. Not that they should not come. They have a choice. They can come to office or they can sit at home and work. We are about 50 people, of which about 20-25 people are abroad at the client place. And we have a small office which can seat only 15 people. So even if you want to come to office, everybody, there is no place for you to come. So that's how we manage. Integrity, doing what you say you will do, no matter what. That is the integrity. No matter what, if you say you will deliver the project, deliver the code in the evening at 5 o'clock period, there is no negotiation. It's completely non-negotiable. No matter what, you fall sick, whatever. So when you commit a time completely planning. And for some unforeseeable reasons you are not able to do, predict that well in advance and then restore your integrity by communicating well in advance. Suppose you are saying you will deliver it by 5 o'clock, and if by morning 10 o'clock you sense that it is not going to be possible at 5 o'clock, don't wait till 5 o'clock. Tell at 10 o'clock that, hey, I don't think I'll be able to make it by today evening 5 o'clock. Tomorrow 12 o'clock is fine with me. That is what is integrity. Don't keep quiet. Work, knowing fully well that you will not be able to finish at 5 o'clock. And when 5 o'clock, when the deadline comes, you go and say, sorry, I worked hard, somehow I thought I will deliver it by 5 o'clock, but I'm not able to do it. That is completely non-integrity, non-authentic. So these concepts are very, very highly driven into each and every resource of my company. So whether they are in the office or at home, I know for sure, if they say they will deliver at 5, no matter what they will deliver. Or if they, for some reason they will not be able to deliver, morning 10 o'clock only I will get the notice that it will not be done by 5 o'clock. And discipline. Doing the right way whether anyone is watching or not. Whether you are at home or not, I don't care. But I know if he or she has committed at 5 o'clock, I know it will come. That is the trust, that is the faith, that is the confidence that we have built. And each and every human beings in our company are with that kind of an attitude, discipline and integrity. So we don't need to bother about it. We are marching, and we are one of the fastest growing company in India. And we got the innovation award from NASSCOM a couple of years back for this innovation. And we have started doing business in Africa because everybody is going to US and UK. So that is the reason why we went to Africa where there is no competition. It's a blue ocean strategy. So we are doing business in Africa. Fantastic. There is huge amount of business, but it has got its own challenge, but we will overcome it. So that is how it is. Thank you.